see if you wouldn't mind kind of giving us a tour, kind of describing your process, thoughts behind maybe the project, all kinds of crazy nonsense.
I don't exactly have an itinerary planned, but...
Oh, no.
Yeah,
this is just like off the cuff. There's no...
Yeah, this was just, we had the idea when we started here that, everything, not everything, but a lot of things in Neos and VR in general are first-person experiences. So what if we had something that wasn't a first-person experience, like a strategy game, real-time strategy that you were looking down on the board and playing the game? It would just be a different type of thing to do in VR. And obviously building a whole strategy game would be a little ambitious for a month. So we just started saying, okay, how can we pare that down to something that we can accomplish in 4 weeks and still have something worth showing? And we just played with a bunch of different ideas, and this is what we ended up with. Just a bunch of NPCs wandering around harvesting resources, rocks and trees, and dropping them off. And
what I love about this world that you made is that you all made was the fact that you have tutorials on showing how to make every single thing in here, as far as the NPCs, for those that are trying to learn how to do such a thing.
We experimented with a number of different scales too. We developed them at full-sized, and we knew we were going to scale it down, but we were originally thinking like the size of a table maybe, or even as small as a snow globe. But it turned out that was just too tiny to see anything. Plus, if you scaled yourself down that small, things like the colliders got a little weird. So we ended up with this kind of in-between size that seems to work well. But it's really fun to watch at any scale, full-sized or the same size as them.
Did you find anything that was personally challenging with making this?
Not especially challenging, no. It was a fun experience coordinating with people. The people I worked with have not done much in Neos, so it was new for them too, to be building stuff in Neos. Of course, I have a moderate amount of Logix experience, so that part was not too much of a challenge, but it was more refining stuff that I've done previously. Yeah, the tree tool that everyone loves, it's kind of funny because that was like the very first thing we built in the first few hours. Because really? Ultra Yanto made the trees, and we needed a way to place them, so I built a little tool for it, and it's like, that was probably done in the first 4 hours of the work on it.
It's such a fun tool, it's so reusable.
Oui. Seems like building I really like harassing the NPCs as well, just like...
Yes.
Just avoid.
Not going this way.
Do you think you'll make further development on this world, or do any type of other types of creations like this in the future?
Probably not this in specific, because myself and everyone else who worked on it has stuff outside of Neos that takes up a lot of their time. Mm-hmm. But I would certainly hope to work on more projects like this in the future. Possibly, more of a game element than just something to watch too.
すごいちゃんと避けて歩いてる。
あ、そうなんですね。
すごいね。どうやってんだろう。
いや、なんか。
I'm also really glad that I had Dis to do all the sounds and music and Ultra Yanto to do the models, because without that, I could have made an interesting tech demo, but it wouldn't have been a world. It would have just been a tech demo.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. One thing I think I didn't mention so well on stream, which is a little bit later now, but so all people that received honorable mentions will be getting Neo Swag, an option of either Neo Swag or hard drives, or 25 gigs of cloud space, one or the other. So okay. One or the other, yes. So, yeah. And then you'll just let me know when I message everyone after the contest. But yeah, so many good worlds. It was not easy.
I was
Not-
super impressed as I went through everything. It was a lot of really wonderful stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Don't collect them.
I'm going to grab one of the tools real quickly. Let's see. This is the inside here. You can see.
This pathfinding AI is already better than in Age of Empires, huh?
Is it not like satisfying just like put something in the actual reactor?
そうだね、ちゃんと木を切ってそれを持ってきてるんだよね。
This is
I
kind of
wish
like a,
I had had time to make some more sounds because they all say tree, but
yeah. And have like an asset frame that you can just put in there, put whatever type of sound maybe in the future or something.
I honestly
But
didn't anticipate how much attention the tool would get, so
It just
that
makes
was
it
a little
so
bit of a
fun.
surprise.
I'm going to have to shoot some of these. And now, and I even personally for a Creator Jam, after this was made during the process of September, and they showed, I remember Anomalous showing this off, and it was just so entertaining. And so, for a tree Creator Jam we had, that just happened to be coincidentally, there's another version I think, Fierce has brought out, it has quaternions. It's just so rewarding.
It's fun that it's a real fast way to build force too.
Oh, it's too fun. Anyone else want to try? Go on.
お父さんやってみませんか？
As the other ones.
これで変えられるんだ。最初
Oh jeez.
And that sounded your voice, right?
Frequency shifted a little bit, but
The Doppler effect's so fun too. And if you notice, they have a squash and stretch too. And
It makes it really
there's a setting so you can say the minimal and maximum scale, so you can have a nice variety of trees and. What's the next thing that you're thinking about taking with you? That you really wanted to play with?
I haven't really about it. As far as NPCs go, I want to see if I can make ones that use an A-star pathfinding algorithm instead of the like robot type obstacle avoidance. But that might be better with collections.
It's like amazing, like
Wonderful
you
job,
managed to like get like this like working even like with the current state of like logics and everything. It kind of like reminds me like like when there's when people are making like these like robots like Roombas for example, they have like proximity
Yes.
sensors and they kind of like they do like a similar thing like they do like kind of like doing with these like where they like kind of like just like proximities and based like where there's like more space they try to like steer that way. It's just like
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of when I made them, was the simple robots with the bump sensors or the wire whiskers or...
it's just like surprising like how well it works.
It does work quite well. The only thing they don't like are inside angles, because if you have two things with an inside angle, they'll get stuck. Not sure whether to go left or right, so that could use a little bit more adjustment.
I think it was
good
like a
enough
little
for
like tweaking even
month.
to get it like to work.
And the dynamic variables were really handy for making the code so much more readable, too.
Oh,
Because you can just see, you know, what variables are going into each function more easily that way.
that's good to hear.
Well, thank you for sharing, Anomalous. We're going to probably pop
You're
out to
welcome.
some other worlds, and this is awesome. And I look forward to seeing someone turn this into a game, though. I really want to see some kind of like strategy-based game or something like that, like some kind of god game. Oh,
I just saw yesterday on the Neos Discord that someone has already hooked this up to a neural net and is trying to train the NPCs.
oh yeah, Gilfix, that's right.
Yeah,
That's so
it'll
cool.
be interesting to see what happens to that. You know, everything here is public domain, so I'm happy to see people do whatever they want with it.
Wonderful. We'll take care of it. Anomalous, and
Thanks for stopping by and taking a look at it.
Thanks so much. I'm gonna close the world. Okay, so end loads. I'm gonna close the other one. And let's have a look.
There we go.
Good day, just a second. So let's have a quick look what the word is.
This one.
Oh. These are like actual little animations. That's cool. Like a little village.
No, and you can't go this way. What are you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do about it? Yeah,
Wait
no,
a minute.
No,
They're
no. What are you gonna do about it? Huh?
We're harassing the villagers. Is it actually
What are you
pathfinding?
gonna do
Like, is it
about
like doing anything, or is it like a animation?
What are you kidding? I think
seems
it
to be.
is.
Oh, that's cool. Oh yeah. Like, so like if I block it, like he will go else. Oh, that's really cool. I thought like it would be just like animations, but it actually seem to be like doing stuff and finding like
Yeah,
ways.
there's some mining over here. Taking like a rock or an ore and bringing
Let me
it back
check.
to the town.
Let me check the information first, though, because we're gonna skip that one. So information, credits, anomalous, this, Altrianto, Emerald Support, Altarius, and Cray. Said neat ones. You have the models. These really good models. There's like mining. Ooh, and there's tools. Bushes. What does this do? I cast. It's 3. What by Midra? What does this one do? It's 3s. So there's actually like NPC system, interactive source. Hold on, it's obscured. Interactive resources, war settings, debug mode, NPC reserve stack. So let me bring a few of these, so like what this does, like if they react to it.
It doesn't do it, but it does exist. To see, it does exist.
So there seems to be actually like a simple like simulation of like things, like there seem to be like mining things, they're like moving things around. Let's watch this guy with like with the... It's like...
Looks completely weird.
I really like this.
Let him...
Yeah, I'm gonna let him by.
He's turning around. I just wanted to see. So where is he? Are you confusing it, Turk?
I'm gonna change my scale. So can I go like on the level of the village? Wait, am I too small? I'm too small.
Yes, so those just off. There you go. Look at this guy.
Oh. He's actually mining. Even changes the animation, changes the thing. Oh.
Someone has grabbed this rock.
Oh, you grab it.
Kevin Beck is rock.
There we go, this one's also carrying another. So we got the rocks, I wonder like...
Where are they carrying?
The blue ones gather ores. The green ones gather
Where do
ores.
they put it?
Yeah, that's a
I'm
good question.
sure.
Where are they putting these resources?
Here.
I'm gonna follow this guy over
Yeah,
here.
I'm following this one.
Storage.
So like where he goes.
Storage sheds.
Oh.
It's flying.
Let me see.
Oh. He's has levitation powers.
Oh,
He's back down again.
he dropped his payload. There we go.
Oh, okay, so they're
Got the
bringing
rock
it
in
here.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, seems to be going here. So just like how this actually like... Oh. He actually put it there, just like really cool. Let me try pushing some bushes. Oh. I think they might not work at when I'm scaled down. Let's try rocks. Oh no, there's a rock here. I wonder if they like react to it. So like it seems like the blue ones are mining.
Uh-huh.
Let's put a rock.
Tree pop.
But it's a rock. Maybe the rock is from a tree. No, that's actually already solid though.
I like this.
Yeah, it's really crazy that I actually got like a NPC like simulation. So there's another one coming here. I wonder like if they're like. Oh, and he went. Has the power to walk the trees.
He's
You don't-
determined to get one of the trees.
I think he might just not have a collider or something, so he's not able to detect it. Oh, there we go.
There he goes.
Well, yeah, they don't have colliders. Yeah, these trees don't have colliders, so they might as well not exist.
Yeah.
Or they don't have raycast capable colliders.
Oh, it actually destroys the tree. It is really cool, and it goes away. It's like, imagine like if you watch this like long enough, like you'll even like see this place change. Yeah, we need to like do a time lapse on this. That'd be really cool.
These trees don't
The trees,
respawn.
no, the trees do. They naturally
Oh,
respawn.
there's one over there that just. There's another one that's about to be chopped down.
Oh, where is it?
Right here.
Oh, I see.
There it is.
Rip tree.
Good tree. Oh, there's one that grew. Oh, so like it has a system that kind of like regenerates the trees.
Oh
Oh
there
yeah,
it
look,
is.
it's a tiny
It's a
tree.
little tree. See, they replant.
Oh, that was quick.
Pulled out the bone meal.
Yes. So all we need to do is to solve the carbon problem. Just have
Bone
more
meal.
trees. Let's see this guy
Grind some
mine.
bones. Dink. Dink. And boing.
Oh. And here's the rock. I wonder where they're carrying the rocks.
Probably
They're like
this
standing in front
scenario's
of him,
the
like,
logs.
like avoid me. This. Like my color's not big enough, probably.
He avoided you. He avoided you pretty well.
Also, it.
Wait, I know you.
Ah, jeez.
What?
No.
I wonder where they're carrying the rocks. Will avoid you. Oh yeah, that's really cool. He actually went around you.
I need to look at the logics one of these days.
It always for
look
this is
like-
probably gonna be pretty crazy. But let me try like getting this way
It's
again.
very optimized too.
Yeah, we're running pretty well in here.
And there's like how many? Like 20 or
I'm actually wondering if
There's
there's
a lot of
just
them
one
around.
set of logics controlling them.
I believe.
Where is he carrying the rock?
I thought they carried them to the same place they carried the logs.
He seems to be going
it's the same
around.
guy again.
The levitation guy.
Levitation. He has to get there quick.
He's a miner by trade. He always hits a rock. They do traverse up and down, though. I noticed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it might be just like a glitch or something.
I wonder how they. I've not looked. I've been in this world before, but I've not looked at how it works. Wonder if you can
I'm
give
gonna
them
check
like
out.
aerial waypoint.
I'm gonna check out like some of the information after. I just want to like see like follow them a little bit more. Okay, so he seems to be going around.
I think everyone was in his way before. He just
Yeah,
decided
I
to
think
go another
it
way.
was just like I'm just gonna
Oh, he's
go
back
around
down.
on those people. We have some fruits.
It might be like going through and only doing one at a time.
Oh, there's a bunch of rocks there. Oh, there we go.
That's
He,
kind of what I was
put it here.
thinking.
Yeah.
Not that raycasts are particularly expensive, so it depends on how expensive your like computation.
And the range of the raycast, too.
so this is really cool. Wait, there's some text over here. What is this?
I'm guessing it's
Oh,
also
it's just
using
an
like a
input.
pseudo nav mesh, too.
Maybe. I don't know.
It might be just based on the
This
mesh
video is
itself.
explaining it.
Yeah, let's
Oh,
go check
using
out
the
some of
mesh
the
as a
things.
nav mesh.
Just gonna grab this and reset scale.
Well,
It's also cool like to watch like from this angle. Can you get like this like bird's eye view of what's going on? And he fell onto the tree.
civilization in Neos.
Oh.
The game.
They're getting.
Works. It's more like a mouth program.
It's a big bush. Wait, that means some of them actually gather the.
Wait, I
berries
wonder
from
like
the
if
bush.
what if I do this? What? It's just gonna go through it.
I believe the
It goes through
berries
it.
were planned.
What if he just gets stuck in there?
Those don't appear to have colliders, so.
Yeah, I think it mentioned information. Let's actually go check it out.
It maybe does have colliders, but it's not collidable to.
So there's tools. Warning, non-raycast on bushes on the rocks. So the bushes and the rocks don't seem to have raycast, so like that's probably why they're not taking them into account. Let's try this one. I think this is the 3. Aha. Okay, let's try the 3, see if they react to it. So this guy's going there, let's put a 3 in his way.
It's just good.
Let's see what it does.
That guy just gonna chop down the ones you put.
Oh, nope, he goes through. I also not have colliders, or raycast at least.
Yeah, if they had raycast colliders, your lasers would hit them, right?
They should. Let's see.
NPC debug.
Yeah, they don't have raycasts.
There's a debug mode.
Yeah, we want to check it out later. Let's first go like through these videos as well. So we have the display collection of critters and the eco, that's the name of the world. These are the assets they have used. Imagine like they're made by themselves. Animals did logics, this did music audio concept. Ultrayanto did the models for design. So let's check it out. So like we can like leave the things for now because like we want to get through them like piece by piece. So let's see NPC system.
Hello. It's been a while since I have recorded a video, but I am working on something that
I don't have audio on this. It might be because I lowered it too much.
is some experiments.
Yeah, there we
with
go.
NPCs in Neos VR. I have done NPC experiments before, but
Oh, it's kind of quiet.
slightly further this time than previous. So I figure the place to start, like the very basics of any NPC, is to make one that moves. So we'll start with just moving straight forwards. I have this model here. Let me switch so you can see it better. Yeah, just a crude thing for testing, and I added a little procedural animation so that when it's walking, you can see that it is walking. And if we switch over to this copy of over here, this particular one over here is so basic that it doesn't even walk in the direction it's facing, it just goes in a constant forward direction. But, I mean, hey, start somewhere, right? So if you look at the logics, it's just doing host user on update, takes the walking speed, which is set at 0.5 meters per second, multiplies it by the forward vector times change in time to adjust for varying frame rate or varying update rate, takes its local position, adds the movement to it.
Check out like some of the other ones. I'm kind of like interested like on the terrain one. But isn't there like some of the
Hello.
target?
This is, I believe, part 3 of the NPC experiments, where I show you probably the absolutely wrong way to do stuff, but perhaps you'll be entertained anyway. So last time we had our NPC here, he was going forwards towards the target even, but he was not respecting terrain at all. So what we do for that is we add a raycast, which is just a way of finding, you know, you give it a point, which is its origin, and you tell it what direction to look, and it tells you how far until it hits something in that direction. So I have a raycast source on him now, which is right up here above his head, and I have the raycast direction set to look straight down, and I set the NPC model itself to ignore raycast, which is why you can see my laser go straight through him now.
That makes sense.
And that is just so the raycast that the NPC is using to look down at the ground does not hit himself, because otherwise that complicates things. And the logics is completely separate from the walking logics, actually. It does not have to be linked up at all. All the logic says is that
I'm just gonna
back up enough so
skip
you
it
can
out
see
a little
here.
bit, like so like
Actually,
you can see like more of the demonstrations.
easy, you can think about it all. Well, first,
Just kind of like a lot of the detail.
all. There he goes. Oops, looks like the raycast still has the debug on it, so you can see the yellow line. And this one has a little bug in his direction codes, which is why he's not walking straight at the target. But there he goes, up the hill.
There we go. I think that's also like why a lot of like the trees and other things like don't have actual
back
like
down the hill.
recons, because like they would probably just walk
So
on top
that
of them.
is all you need to do to get your NPC to respect the terrain.
It's really cool.
So walk to target, follow terrain. It's not too complicated. Not yet.
Yet is a key term.
He wants the recruiting.
Now this
I'm so curious, like, can we check the collision avoidance? You like watched like videos like that in the world, so
welcome to part 4 of my Neos
Can we show them in
NPC
detail?
experiments. I have the collision avoidance working well enough that I think I can demonstrate it, even though it is not final yet, most likely. Let me show you
Like overdriving.
what it looks like
volume.
first. So here is our NPC and the target he's walking to.
he looks at it.
Is looking at. But if I put the target on the other side of this wall here, and then tell him to walk to it, he sees that there's a wall in the way. Goes around it.
Like I was actually using like the water like to hover around.
Right around the end of the wall, and over to the target. Target achieved. Alright, I will try to describe the kind of theory of operation here first before I show any details of how it was implemented. So, what this guy here has is first a straightforward raycast that just looks straight ahead of him, and that says if he gets too close to an obstacle, he stops and doesn't walk through it. And it's actually a little bit more sophisticated than that, because I added a thing where he'll start to get slower and slower walking speed as he gets close, and then come to a stop before he hits it. Which would be fine if you wanted an NPC that just wouldn't walk through things and would get stuck on every single thing he walks up to. But that's not ideal. So in addition to the forward raycast, I added 2 more raycasts to either side at an angle like this. And that says if he comes up to an obstacle, he looks at the 2 sideways raycasts, left and right, and whichever one is indicating more clear distance, he turns in that direction. So if he's walking up to an obstacle and the raycast on the right here shows that there is more space than the raycast on the left, he turns towards that open space. Whereas if the raycast on the left says there's more open space over there, he turns that way instead. So in combination with the forward-facing raycast, he will walk up to an obstacle, say, "Oh no, I'm going to hit something," and switch away from pointing at his target to just trying to avoid the obstacle. And then once he's clear of the obstacle, and all 3 raycasts, the forward, the right, and the left, indicate that there's free space, then he will turn back towards the target, wherever that happens to be, and stop the obstacle avoidance stuff. So that's the basic theory of operation. Actually implementing that was a little bit more complicated. It took me a couple tries to get it right.
I'm gonna like be showing the whole video like on the stream, like because they're like pretty long. But this is really cool, like how like reminds me of like how they actually like program things like different like robots, for example. They have actually like proximity sensors, like using them to like avoid obstacles as well. And seems like it's similar like in principle, and seems to like work like well enough. Let's see what are like these. So like this has the interactive resources. So I think like you can like interact this. Let's try mining. This does anything. Or this is just like detecting like a sound, like the NPCs are like using the same thing, so it's like triggering sound whenever it gets close enough. And we have the axe. Let's actually, I want to try like one thing with those. We're going to the music. What if I put something in their way? Just kind of curious, like to see them like react. So I'm just gonna go here and just gonna put it like this. This is really, really cool. And actually walk around. Ah. Ah. That is really cool. Oh. It's gonna figure out gonna go through there. Oh, let's let them through. Must be nice. They're NPCs.
Just wrap them in a box. Box of bear.
This is really cool, like they actually like react to like changes to the environment. These are like the most probably like so far the most sophisticated NPC system I've seen in Neos. Oh, I got 3. Let's see the debug visuals as well. I'm curious like what they will do. NPC reset when stuck. Oh, that's probably like when they disappeared earlier. So let's enable this and let's see if it like renders some visuals or something. Oh, that seems to like show like things on their back. So let's scale down. Ah, we can control.
That, guys.
Go home. Stop. What?
Oh, I see.
Poor guy. Go home, stone. Oh. I think he doesn't like that one. And it's really cool, you can actually like control them, like tell them like what they should be like doing. Find a rock. I'll send everyone to find a rock. Find a rock. Yep. Find a rock. Find a rock. Set everyone to find a rock. Find a rock.
They're all finding a rock now.
Are you going?
So, that means you probably also hooked the system up to something to allow you to give commands.
Oh yeah, I imagine so. It's just like a matter of like making some kind of like interface so it actually sends the command. So they already have the system in place.
Make like God of a village.
Yeah, really really cool. Like I could build like some kind of like game with this or something.
Yeah.
Well, like what if I could? Oh, no, he's already got. What if I tell him to find a rock when he already has a rock? Find a rock. Oh, there actually
Just a
resets it.
rock. And that makes sense. No point in fighting a rock if he already has one.
Yeah.
This guy's stuck.
Oh no, broke him.
It's okay, he'll... Yeah, 90-degree corners could be...
Yeah, I wish like the system like this is not actually like using enough mesh, like so it's more like just based on like their like current state and whatever like they see in the directions. But it seems to like work really well like in most cases.
Yeah, I mean there's some things you could do to mitigate that.
Oh yeah, I'm sure like with more like tweaks. That's just really cool, like seeing like placing stuff in front of them and then seeing them like just like turn around and.
Could be made where if it finds like a 90-degree angle, it just does a 180.
That or you just do raycasts, or you change the angle of their side raycasts.
Oh,
You know, do like 15
they're all getting
degrees,
rocks now.
next up, take 15 degrees.
Oh, there's two on it's the same rock.
Yeah.
Like a LiDAR system.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, I remember making one for like a Sentinel robot I had, where it's a single raycast that spins around on the spinner.
So this is the
I tried that as well.
This is the Eco by Disparate Collection of Critters. It's by seems 3 people. It's by Animalist, this, and Altharianto, with moral support from Therios and Cray. It's a really cool world. Like technically one of the most impressive things in Neos, having this kind of like NPC system, this kind of like collision avoidance. So definitely very cool and try to check out. So let's see what's the next one. So next one we have Alice the TTS bot by Anything It Doesn't. So let's open it up.